Every day I wake up, wake your ass up.
The Breakfast Club.
Y'all finished or y'all done?
Yes, it's the world's most dangerous morning show, The Breakfast Club. Charlamagne the God, Jess Hilarious, DJ Envy. Envy is out today, but Loren LoRosa is here, and we got a very special guest.
Yes,
one
we
of
do.
my favorite artists, man, and I am so glad he got some new music coming out. Miguel is here, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up? What's up, bro?
How you doing, my brother?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Yes,
Blessed,
good.
black, and highly favored.
That's right. Blessed and black and highly favored is right.
I'm just happy you putting out music.
Man,
I've been
it's
like,
time.
and
Yeah.
it's funny because we were literally having a conversation on the radio recently, like in the last week or two, about what's up with Miguel.
Yeah.
Where's Miguel at?
Leon
Yep.
was here.
That's crazy.
Who?
I think we talked about Miguel too when Leon Thomas was here.
Probably.
Too. Yeah.
Because you got timeless records, man. Like, you
Love.
know, even though we've been waiting for new, like it's
Yeah.
still things that we can go back and listen to, and it's forever a classic. for us.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've been feeling the same way though. It's time. It's been time. So I'm excited to be back out. We got we have a few records already out, and the album's out October 23rd. So you know, I'm just kind of getting it. We doing a thing.
The name of the album is called CAOS, though.
Yes.
Talk to
CAOS.
us about that. Break that down a little bit.
Man, I feel it's everywhere. You know, you just look out and you know, pull up your phone. I feel like it's probably the best word for the times that we live in. And so, you know, I made an album about how that's been a big part of my growth. And I mean, I think it's an inflection point. You know, I think overall when we go through crazy and trying times, it's an opportunity for us to really take that and to make it, you know, clarifying. And so that's what this album really is. I think it's my most like relatable album, honestly. Yeah.
Where were you?
Also my most angry and horny album.
Oh, I like a little angry, horny duality. Okay.
Even the production of it gives. It's like anger, but then there's like a eclectic, like come over here vibe. Like, it's a lot of it. I think you were about to ask us, where were you like?
Yeah, where were you mentally and emotionally in creating the album?
Oh, everywhere.
Yeah.
I feel it's to be it spans 8 years. You know, it's been 8 years since I put out my last album, War and Leisure, and you know, we've been through, you know, pandemic. We've been through everything.
Couple of
I mean,
presidential elections.
apparently that we made it through the rapture. Apparently, I'm like, we're supposed to see aliens in a couple weeks. I don't know. It's everything, everywhere, all at once, at all times. And so the headspace has been pretty much reflective of that. It's like I feel we're doing the best we can. It's a lot of pressure right now, and that's what really created the album, I think.
By the way, 8 years isn't a long time because there's certain artists, you know, you, Jill Scott, Erykah Badu, SZA to me, Kendrick.
Crazy.
I don't need y'all to put out records every year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Valid.
Put out records when the spirit moves you.
Valid, yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, you've always been proud of your Mexican roots, but it seems like you're leaning into them more deeply now. What inspired that shift?
Man, that's digging and really getting to. I really didn't want to do music anymore. I was getting to a place where I was like, and the reason why is, which I feel like, you know, in your books, man, congratulations, bro, because the last time I was, you know, it was before you published your first book, so congratulations, man. I mean, it's an incredible feat. That's like up there with like running a marathon. You know, it's like I'm probably never gonna run a marathon or write a book, but you know.
Yeah.
So
you
it's
got
crazy.
a story to tell.
Why
Of course
didn't
you
you
do.
I don't know, man.
Why didn't you want to do music? Why did you almost walk away from it?
The way I was prioritizing how it affected my sense of myself. You know, I think I entered into my career as a musician, as an artist, with the idea of becoming someone that was on the main stage and on the, you know, TV screen, getting the record, and we've been very blessed.
Yeah.
Very blessed to have an audience who've given us that platform. You know, I have an amazing audience, and I love them deeply, and they've really made my music successful. And I think that can take priority of, you know, and really rinse the real purpose of creating from one's own motivation, and it can kind of like cannibalize the whole experience, because then you start to not expect, but you're aiming for, well, if the record didn't do as good as this one, and then it kind of robs the value. And I need to take some time to figure out what was going to be my motivation moving forward, you know, to be fair. And I never stopped making music, But I think the act of putting music out, especially with the industry changing, I mean, you've seen the industry change.
Absolutely.
We've gone through revolutions of new ways of putting out records. I know you guys are seeing it because you're seeing the artists and you're seeing how it all moves. It was a very different game when I came in, you know, and it was.
You had CDs.
Yes.
Right?
We had, it was real physical. I mean, we still, CDs are coming back now. It's crazy. But it was a very different game. And I think relearning, refinding my love, and also doing some real hard work on me.
Yeah.
Figuring out where I'm at. Like, let me just check in. I forgot that I've been on a run for some time. I didn't take time, so.
Was leaning into your heritage part of that though? Like,
it became a natural part of it because really trying to understand, you know, where my decision making were becoming habitual and not really like thought, you know, I wasn't really thinking things through. It was like knee-jerk reactions to things, and just looking at where I was and where I wanted to be, and the discrepancy between that. You know, I had to, you know, now everybody, which is a great thing, is like, you know, going and doing therapy and meditation and on all of my self-work and shadow work and whatnot. I think it just naturally pushed me into really getting to know and be appreciative. Not that I was always super, and you know this, I've always said I'm Black and Mexican, I'm Mexican and Black, you know, always proud of it, but really like having a like sense of it and it the things that I looked back and thought were kind of I don't want to say I look at them so much more as blessings than as challenges. I always felt that growing up, my heritage, it was a challenge. I'm like, man, why am I always having to prove myself? Like, why do I'm with these people, I feel like I gotta prove that I'm this Black, or I'm with these people, I gotta prove that I'm this Mexican, and over these 8 years, I think taking that time has really given me a sense of pride. And I look back and I'm like, man, I'm so proud that it's given me a unique perspective, and it's given me a unique positioning, and also how I am with people and who I am with people is a reflection of the cultures that I've been blessed to take me and, you know, throw their arms around me and have that. So naturally, I think with that, I've explored more of my songwriting. It's made its way into my songwriting. It certainly made its way into, and also as you become a parent, you know.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Yeah. You become a parent and you really start to look at the things that were great about your child, the things you love about it, and things that are worth passing on, as well as the things that you definitely do not want to pass on.
That's right.
So you know, leaning in, and in all these different ways, and all the cultural, just the beautiful cultural things that I've been blessed with, was a very natural thing. So
Did you feel like at one point, you talk about making it to the big stages and being in a different place now about your heritage, did you feel like at one point you couldn't lean into your heritage because it wouldn't get you to that main stage? Because even in your music on this album, you're speaking in Spanish and all the things that we didn't hear a lot from you.
Your name is Miguel.
Yeah, exactly.
But still, there's a lot of people. I don't think there's a lot of people that would know that you're like, I'm Mexican, like this is my heritage first. Like, to be honest with you, I think we look at you as like a mainstream rock star artist, and we don't think about your heritage.
That's love. I mean, the in the past, it's always been that I never wanted to lean on it as a crutch. I was very aware that there was pressure. Like, well, why don't you just do the Spanish? I mean, and also different game at the time too. It wasn't like Latin music was a premier, you know, big, it wasn't a big market here.
Right.
But it also was, it was one of those things that I never wanted to do, that it didn't feel natural. You know, it didn't feel authentic. And there was a time in my career, kind of towards Wild Heart, that I wanted to make it more, really start exploring it. I took a trip to, you know, where my family's from, Zamora, Michoacan, in Mexico, and that was kind of the beginning of really getting in and like wanting it to feel natural. And so I think since then, it being like, 5-6 years, naturally it's become more and more. But I tell you, becoming a parent will do it. You'll really just start to look at everything.
Listen, congratulations. How is fatherhood? How's
It's
that?
incredible. The most. I don't sleep, but I've got the most energy I've ever had. I feel so much more sure about what is and what isn't for me.
Mm-hmm.
It'll definitely do that. You'll be like,
yep.
Nah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
No, you start cutting things out, and
because you realize how precious time is.
Man,
anything that takes away from it, this little being I got to raise over here, it got to be worth it.
It's got to be worth it.
Mm-hmm.
It better be, and don't play with my time. So, I try and maximize as much as I possibly can, and it's made us, in terms of creating, it just, I don't know. I feel I'm the most inspired. Even my next 10 years are more clear. I started a company. I think he's a catalyst for a lot of where I'm at and where I'm going. So
I'm glad that you've been doing the work on yourself. Do you feel like leaning into your heritage now is also about healing, like maybe reclaiming parts of your culture or history that weren't always centered for you growing up?
Absolutely. It's one of the blessings that I feel come with that. When you start to really look at yourself and you're like, okay, well, who am I?
Mm-hmm.
Who do I want to be? Who am I really proud to be? And what are the things that I can't really take this with me. It may have gotten me here, but it's not gonna get me where I want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And all of that has been sort of happening in tandem. One kind of like informs the other. So, yeah.
Do you still care about numbers and winning awards and stuff?
Oh no, we want to win awards, of course. Okay. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy to receive an award if it's granted, but I don't show up with an expectation or that being the and you know what, I'm gonna be real with you. I used to say that. I used to say like, nah, I'm not tripping on no award. But I'll be mad. I'll be so mad if I wasn't nominated or if I didn't get it or what have you. But and you know what? If it's to happen again and I do or I don't, I'm sure I'll feel away.
Mm-hmm.
But I also know that it took a long time to refine the like the love for just to make something and be excited about it, just to find that. I'll never let go of that again.
Yeah.
I'll never let any of the and also because even the conversation with this album, it's about me peeling back layers and having a conversation with my audience. That's not about like, let me make a song that everyone's gonna sing and then hopefully it becomes a big song and then I get the thing. The whole intention is like, I'm telling you like it hurts to be human. I'm telling you like, man, sometimes I lose myself. Sometimes that's to have a conversation that's not about, I didn't go in like I'm gonna write the big record. I wrote the album that was like, I want to have a conversation. Which means that I'm showing up to have a deeper relationship with my audience. That means that the music and everything that happens with that, it's about the personal thing. It's like the intimacy. So, yeah.
I feel like you can hear it in the album though. Like what's something you've unlearned in order to grow as both a man and an artist?
Unlearned to grow as both a man and an artist. We have a lot of people that support us all the time, but you have to be so clear with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have ultimate clarity about what you want. If you're not clear, you're susceptible to being pulled in and swayed by different directions. And lots of directions have great things about them. And they can be pitched to you and be colored in ways that make you want to go that way. Without clarity, you're susceptible to, and as millions have passed, this is like, man, I could think of a million, ways where something can look really nice, but you have, without ultimate clarity of where you want to go and what you really want to do and how you want to feel. Oh, that's what it is. Have clarity about how you want to feel.
Yeah.
I think that because before I was like, I know I want to be I want to be an artist that's known for making music that's timeless or that is true. It's at its core, there's a soul there. And I was very successful at doing that. But I didn't have clarity about how I wanted to feel about being a musician, being an artist. And so having clarity about how you feel is important.
The reason that's so powerful, because they'll tell you, right? Like we listened to the album. I listened to the album like 3 times.
Thanks.
And they were like, do you like the album? I said, I love the album. And I said, the reason I love the album is because Miguel is a feeling to me. Same way Erykah doing Jill Scott is a feeling to me. I know what Miguel's going to make me feel like. So if I didn't get that feeling, I'd be like, damn. And it ain't about a sound or anything. It's just a feeling. So I'm glad that you are that intentional about putting that feeling into your music, because we as consumers feel that.
What was the point? Because I know in like the New Martyrs for you talk a lot about being able to find yourself or keep yourself while losing yourself at the same time. Right?
Yeah.
But it seems like you've arrived at that point, especially by the end of the album when you're talking to your son. What was it for you where you were like, okay, I'm here? Like, was it an event? Was it a song you made? Like,
I'm not.
What turned you around?
I wouldn't even be pretentious like that and be like, I'm here. You know what I mean? I think that's a big one that I want to embrace in my life, is that there is no here. You know, I've never arrived. The moment I felt that way in the past, that was when I was starting to really unravel. Cause then I'm like, I am this. It makes you lock in too many things too. It's like, it's great things to know about yourself, but to say that you've arrived or that you've met your final form, I think is such a treacherous place. It also robs you of the excitement of the possibility, and it takes away any kind of sense of being a student and remaining moldable, remaining what is it? Like neuroplasticity, you know, it's like remaining able to be taught and learn, and then to take those and to teach. I think that's the beauty of this experience. It's like that. What's that? It's a quote. Lauryn Hill. She's like, if it's not growing, it's dead. That's like, I'm trying to stay there. I'm trying to stay growing. So to answer your question, I think what got me to talking about what the album really encompasses, or to even just make the album about the energy of being angry and not okay, you know, but still pushing through to figure it out, was just finally just being like, I don't want to accept this anymore. I don't want to accept this experience, this feeling, because this is not how I want to feel. I want to feel great, and I want to feel like I'm moving forward. And for whatever reason, I'm hitting donuts in my cycles. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, shit look fun. Oh, excuse me. It look fun, but I'm not going anywhere, you know?
Did you ever feel like you were dying? Like, you know, you weren't growing? Like, did you ever?
There's some songs that the initial iterations of the album are not on this album that I think I will put them out, but in the context of everything, I think it felt really heavy. But there was some dark moments, man. I will say I was feeling like I was losing my mind for a second, and I couldn't. I was like, is it something I'm eating? I did everything. I did cleanses. I did, I like went away, worked on music alone, went away and didn't do anything, and just sat with myself, and it just felt like I was just nothing. And I think wherever we are in this time, whether if it's technology, we've got a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Everybody's dealing with a lot, and everything is moving so fast. Yeah. It's moving so fast, and the information is just too much. You can't tell what is true and what is false.
That's
and
right.
Trying to make sense of it all while you're trying to survive. All while, you're trying to get your shit off. You're trying to do be your best self, and all the things that we want to be. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. So I've locked in more into like, okay, well, how do I want to feel? How do we get there?
It felt like on the album when you did the song Angels, the Angel song for your son?
Angel song. Yeah.
And that's your son's voice on the
Yeah.
song? Okay. When I was listening to that song after listening to the production in the beginning, which was really like heavy and dark, it feels like that's when like the sunshine comes out a bit, not to be like cliche. Yeah. But how has being a father changed how you tell your story in music?
I think the core of what I'm saying has to be I'm working on making what I say very clear. And easy to understand, because I'm anticipating he's going to be asking more and more questions. He's going to be asking questions soon. I mean, he's already saying no. We were talking about this in the elevator. He's 1 year old and he's like, no. But right now it's a question. It's like, no? Like, can I say no? Or is no the right response right now? Right. But in a short amount of time, he's going to be saying no.
That's right.
You know? And I'm asking to come with questions, and I'm going to have answers, and I feel like that's made its way into my music. I'm not saying I'm there yet, but wanting to be really clear. Again, just clear about how I feel and clear about what I'm getting at.
And let kids know their boundaries early, because I don't know what happens to us as adults, but at some point we just forget how to say no.
It's valid. It's valid. That's one of my favorite things is when he's like, or he doesn't want to go to somebody. You know, people get, what is it when people get,
that your
you know,
child
somebody asked me to hold him. I'm like,
your baby?
I don't know you.
Right.
Was it like a fiend or like a, who was it?
You seen him? I don't know. Yo.
That's weird. No,
it was even worse when we were kids and when adults would be like, no, give him a hug, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Give
him
a kiss. Like, I don't know this motherfucker. You know what I mean? So we teach these kids not to have boundaries so early, and then we got to learn to have boundaries again as we get older.
Yeah, no.
And on that song too, I thought this was powerful. You say, sorry, I'm not perfect, but there's nothing I wouldn't do. And I'm like, that feeling as, you know, as a new dad, that's like a heck of a feeling I imagine for you to experience.
It's real. Look, I own a gun. There are things that I never thought that I would be and do at this stage of my life.
Yeah.
And, you know, I talk about this in the album too. It's like life has a way of, you know, taking you in unexpected places, taking you unexpected, great ones and places that you're like, okay, well, I didn't expect that. But I mean, there are definitely things where I'm like, I can understand parents being extremely like, you know, I'll be protective, you know, and so there isn't anything that I can imagine myself. Look, they're gonna pull this shit up if anything happens in the future. Like Exhibit A.
Miguel did say.
Exhibit A. He did say that.
Yeah.
No, but I think any parent out there can relate to this. Is like I look at him like, man,
you kill somebody for him.
I'll go to the ends. Period. You know, and probably without even thinking about it.
Yeah.
I think it's also what has given me a lot of what Angel changed was I had lost a lot of hope and faith.
In what?
In everything, in humanity, in possibility, in the like purpose of all of whatever this shit is.
Yeah.
I just was
like
like big time grief, and I've talked about that too. That was something I was processing that needed to be dealt with first, but that was top layer. Then you go down, you're like, man, I'm carrying a lot of, you know, I've got resentment for people in my life that I grew up with, and man, I feel I've been taken advantage of in these just different kinds of ways, in business and in these kinds of ways. And I was lucky,
right?
Yeah.
Man, I was so lucky. They could have got me in terms of like taking advantage of like just being a young artist and like putting things in front of me. And again, I'm so grateful. I could have been in a bad situation in terms of like financial but I got lucky. I've got people who listen and thankfully the music has really grabbed on to people.
Yeah.
But in hindsight, I look at it and I go, wow, I have so much more faith than I did before. And it's very much because of my son. So yeah.
And go ahead. And Slow It Down, the song, you say, pray I can make peace with the past because tomorrow comes way too fast.
Man, you guys really listen. Thank you so much,
They
man.
ain't send it over for nothing.
Thank
We
you.
knew
That's
Miguelito
love.
was
Yeah,
coming.
that's
We had
right.
to
That's
get
right.
ready.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
right. That's right.
So, yeah,
And
no,
by the way,
Cinco de Mayo
she's
to
married
you.
to a Mexican
For
black
real?
man.
Yeah, it's a
Yes,
black man.
for real?
So
Yeah,
she
like-
swears
That's
she
right,
swears
that's
she
right.
swears
So I
she
love
down.
y'all, you
I
know,
love it.
because I'm in the family. But
She's like, I'm getting enchiladas and everything.
you know all
yeah,
that.
that's right.
So I wanted you to like unpack that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Pray I could make peace with the past because tomorrow comes way too fast. It's like, I mean, it's hindsight. Everything is so much clearer. And I mean, that's exactly what
Yeah.
it feels like.
Even when you were saying like people that you grew up with taking advantage of you and things like that, like would you?
I don't want
to
it.
make
That sounds so crazy because that'll be a soundbite after this. But you know,
Okay.
it's like I just thought about it. I was like, I can definitely see people be like, they could have got me, and they be like, see. But it's, you look at things with so much more clarity, and maybe how not knowing how I wanted to feel, and just going with things, and again, awareness, being just like in it and being present and grateful, having so much. I've always been a grateful person, but again, when you do this and you start to see like people react to and then it's like, oh, this is what happens when that happens, and you start to look at it, and it's not expectation per se, but it's that you're like wanting it secretly. You know, you're like, at your core, you're like, nah, I really want the success. I really want this to happen. And you put this pressure on it, and it becomes a big cycle of things. And by the time you get to the other side, you have spent so much time wanting and expecting and not looking at the greatness in the midst of it, and feeling the greatness, and just being, you know, in the midst of it, and loving those moments, and in that feeling, you look back and it's already over. You know, you're so focused on, well, what's gonna happen, and being anxious about it, and hoping, and man, just be with the feeling, man. Stay in that mode.
Talking a little bit about, you know, the past, and you mentioned like the grieving and different things. On Always Time, you say maybe this time love means letting go. You talk about private truths and public woes, and you thought there will always be time to fight for love. An honest and like first listen, I was like, is this about his past relationship and wanting to fight for that?
Yes, absolutely. That album is about my. I mean, it's very public that I was married,
and we were very locked
together.
into you guys' relationship as well too.
Yeah, it was a big part of my experience as a human being this time around. You know, that was a massive part. I was with Nas when I was 19. You know what I'm saying? It was a long time, and in the midst of that, I was being a musician and becoming a musician and finding my audience and all of that, and it was a lot of learning. It's a lot of learning. Who were we all when we were 19 20, 20?
Still
in your
finding
20s?
yourself.
Yeah.
Look, I'm just hitting I'm feeling like, okay, I know exactly who I am. And look, I'm still learning, but I know my values. That's the part. That's what I meant to say earlier. Values don't change. You know what I mean? Your values, that's your core. Right. But everything else, your style, your whatever, your values, your core values, those are the things that I think I don't need to necessarily discover my values. I think where I'm at is that I'm honing them. I'm only strengthening them. I'm only like doubling down on them. But Always Time, that song was written because I was uncovering a lot of my values in real time. And one of those things that I've always been is the word loyal is crazy. Because loyalty, I saw my grandparents stay together my entire life.
Yeah.
You know, they were loyal to the family. But loyalty, like, were they happy?
Right.
Word.
You know, I don't know. And that's a crazy one. And that song is about kind of like coming to terms with, you know, I can't even be the right person for you. I can't be it. And like discovering that in real time is crazy work. when you're like, damn, I thought the whole thing was like, I'm supposed to fight it out and we're supposed to do it. And even when and at some point, when you stop and you go, you know what? The best thing I can do is actually let it go.
But that's not what the marriage vows say. That's not what my grandparents did.
Right?
So all of that, psychologically, I'm sure it fucks with you.
It does. It's. I think that's where our generations now are looking at the construct of marriage with through a very different lens, and also looking at the historical evolution of what that means,
yes.
and what it was before it was about the ring and about the, you know what I mean, and how that's like, it's taken away. And again, I'm not saying anything about marriage, or I think it's a beautiful thing. I was so happy to be married when I was. Whether or not I was able to, be true to it, I think it's such a beautiful idea. I think the word and the symbolism sometimes take away the purpose. Or what it's supposed to be really representative of. It's like, man, it's supposed to be that there's a relationship that's unshakable and you guys are really going to be partners in the whole shit. I don't know what happens, but most people I talk to are married. It turns into something else. The partnership somehow is like, it's the symbolism takes precedence over the actual core thing of what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did the grief for that, breakup keep you away from the music?
Maybe not in and of itself, but I think the me underneath it and needing to understand what was informing my decisions is what kept me from doing the music. I need to go do some work. That's really at the end of the day, I need to go figure my shit out. I needed to go figure it out because it wasn't working, and yeah. Life is a trip, man. It's a trip. But always time is one of those ones. It's a hard, accepting, but true, very honest song. Yeah.
And people always forget, you are rock star, superstar, celebrity, Miguel and all that, but you're still a real person. You go through real shit, Yeah. So I think
we're all rock stars, superstar. Like, listen, this is every day. You guys are everyone is a rock star. Everybody. Everyone at their core can be that, like,
Yeah.
That's the thing. I was talking about humility before because we get this a lot. That is like, oh, be humble. Or I always get, man, you're so humble.
As opposed to,
oh, like rock star.
Yeah.
Like, but everybody is, though. Everyone has greatness. Everyone has purpose. That's what I am. I'm not humble.
Yeah.
I just don't think I'm greater than anyone else.
Got you.
I just think that I believe that I have something that's important to do, and that everyone has something important to do. And I treat everyone like, no, you're here and you have something here to do, and there's a purpose.
Because I always look at the word humble as to being less than what you actually really are.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I like how you just put that. Yeah.
I'm trying. Hopefully you get what I'm saying. But I'm like, man, look, they use humble sometimes. Like, yo,
keep you in your place.
Yeah. I'm like, no. Our place is greatness, man.
Do you feel like all of the work that you've done and like the place that you're at now with yourself, if you had done it before, you and Nas could have worked out your marriage?
If I would have done all of this before, who's to say no? We definitely would have had a much better shot. A much better shot. But the past is, you look back and it's so much clearer. Everything is, what is it? Hindsight. Everything it's so much clearer. It would have been a very different experience, but can't change the past.
No.
And I'm very happy that we've had adult, real, like, man, and I've been able to. It's different when you're able to come to somebody and go, I didn't realize I was doing this, and I'm really sorry.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take it away that it happened and that I did that. And I just want to give you some context. And I'm just so deeply sorry. I would never do this. And, to be able to say that doesn't erase it, but at least lets them know, like, no, there's real love here, and that's where it was at the core. I just wasn't a big enough person. I wasn't an aware enough person to protect you from my automatic ways and things that I learned from generations and generations, you know.
That's
so
an adult place to be at.
it's great. Yeah.
But it's good to hear that y'all are in that space. Yeah, definitely good to hear. On near site, slow it down. You say slow it down for me because I might not get to feel this again. Did you feel like coming out of the situation with you and Nas that you weren't going to find love like that again?
That song is more about all of everything.
Gotcha.
I've never and even I'll say this, and I've said this before, I don't believe that there's it's like just one love, and I don't believe in like there's only one person. It's like how many billions of people now? 12 billion? 14,
so what are you saying? This is when the Mexicans start to come out. What you got? What are you saying? Women? What do you mean? What are you saying here? What are you saying here?
I'm just saying that I don't believe in a one. There's only one. You know, I
like
think
monogamy. Or
I'm not saying monogamy or anything. I'm not talking about constructs. I'm just saying that I don't believe that there's only one person that you can find love with and actually build a healthy relationship with, whatever that means for them. I just don't believe in that. I do believe in love, and I do believe in being in love. So when I say that in that song, that's more about life in general. You know, I want to be in this moment because everything is fleeting, and I feel it more and more now. I feel all of time. You know, I'm so like I want to get all the moments. I want to like just like even like coming back to doing these. You know, and it's like. Before I was like, yeah, you go do the radio thing, whatever, and then you go on tour, and then it's just like that's the thing you do, not really absorbing that, you know, this is people's time. You guys all, this is your careers. You guys earned to be in this room, and not just to be in this room, but to stay in this room and to be effective and to talk to people and to get people to really listen and pay attention to you. And me being in this room is like, I'm so grateful. I'm like, damn, I'm with people who have dedicated themselves to what they love. Yeah. Man, don't ever take that for granted. Anytime I'm in a room with somebody and they've proven their dedication. We did the Blue Note for two nights over the weekend. And I'm in the room with Robert Glasper, Jamie Foxx pops up.
Wow.
You know, Jahi Sundance is somebody I've known since I was a teenager. These people have been in music and have been effective and incredible. And like, I'm looking at pictures on the wall and I'm like, I will never take this for granted, ever.
Damn, I didn't even know you was at the Blue Note. That'd have been fire. See Miguel at the Blue Note?
Yeah,
fire.
It was great. It was great. Yeah, it was great.
Well, the fans want to, real quick, it's a fan mail that just popped up, said, is Miguel in love now?
We don't even have a fan mail.
In love. I would say I need some healing to be in love. Gotcha. Right now I'm working on being in love with me. If I'm being very, very honest. And I have to do that work for my son.
Gotcha.
But I love myself more and more every day because I'm proud of the decisions that I've been making, and I just lean on those. And when I have moments where I'm feeling a little, because I do still, sometimes I'm like, man, this is a lot. Yeah. You know, it's a lot. Yeah. I can look at the things that the decisions make and how I'm making decisions and the why, and leaning into, again, my values and my principles, make it easier and easier. So I'm getting closer, and I do hope one day I can be in love again. Yeah. But right now I'm working on numero uno, you know.
I just so new artists. No.
Oh, what you say, Jess?
I said I'm gonna go ahead and respond and say no.
Yeah.
We don't even have fan mail.
No, wait. Before you go,
go ahead.
I was gonna just ask, because that question and how you answered it made me think of this. Right, you're in this like really peaceful space, and you're getting back into all of this because of the album. And you talked about your son. When you posted your happy birthday for your son, the world erupted, and it wasn't positive. How do people were upset that you had a baby, not with Nas, that we didn't know about, but it's your choice. How do you deal with that in this new space? Like fans and people wanting to just inject their thoughts into that because you're in a different space now.
Well, it's not new. Definitely not new to me. It's been a long time since I've kind of been, so to kind of come out and to kind of, again, kind of have an experience where people, you know, feel the need to express how they feel about your life. it's just it was a good reminder coming in. It's like, oh, yep.
Were you like, nope, getting off Instagram?
Remember? No, you know what? I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready for it. See, I did it with so much intention. I really am proud. I'm proud to be a father. I'm proud of my partner. She's incredible.
Amazing.
She's like, I mean, he couldn't have a better mother. Like, and life doesn't always happen the way that we imagine things to happen. And I also realized that we became a symbol. When I was with Nas, we became a symbol to a lot of people of what, relationships could be and could look like and things. But we're just human beings just like everybody else.
Exactly.
And we were mad young. Like, I was young. Like, I was coming up in my 20s. You know what I mean? So I did a lot of things the wrong way, and I'm not proud of them, and I'm not making excuses, but come on, man. We've all done things that we're like, you know what? I wouldn't do that again like that. I would actually do it like this, and I'm good with being upfront about, hey, I wasn't perfect, but I'm here now, and my life has a lot more of a different experience that I get to show up in a better way for. And if people are, upset about what they see, you can be upset,
But they don't know y'all all the time.
I mean, it doesn't really, it's hard for me to say. I'm just like, look, I get that that's what comes with the territory. There's plenty of other things to focus on.
But basically, what you just described, is growing up, living your life. Like you said, you were young, and, you made mistakes. That's everybody. That's like just growing up, living life, and learning. That's just what it is.
I think for a lot of the fans, though, even if you didn't know the timeline, the thing was people felt like you guys have been together
that's what bothered me the
long.
most, though. I have to say this. The fucked up part is that people start doing the wrong math.
Exactly.
The one thing I did not do is start a relationship while I was married and then had a baby.
Okay, thanks for clearing
I got
that up.
divorced, and I'm gonna say this straight up. Everybody out there talking shit like I was still in a marriage and then I had a baby, or I was having an affair all this time. I met my son's mom after we were divorced. I met her at an event that we were not even supposed to go to. That was well after we were done. So anybody out there, it's always the one or two that just go, they was together and he had been seeing this girl for years and they've been not. No, I had never even we never crossed paths until after. So that's the one thing I will say. I do get upset about that. I can't control it, but that makes me mad because also this woman is a good person. She's a great human being.
Yeah.
And I can't stop people from slandering,
Because if you pop out with it, they might be like, look, she's a homewrecker. And you're like, no, that's not what happened.
How did you guys talk through that moment, though? Because it was such a happy moment, and then it turned into not that.
That's the hardest part. That's a crazy one. And I wish I don't wish this, actually. I think this path of being, public facing with your career or what have you, it does have its ups, and it's got some things that you're just gonna have to deal with it. And this is one of them, is that personal things become public conversation in ways that they shouldn't, or but it's just a part of what comes with it. It's been hard, it was a challenge because it should have been and it still is, don't get me wrong. Listen, you're not about to take the happiness, you're not going to rob me of the joy of being like, man, I'm so proud of this. And that's why that's what it was. And for her, I know she's like, she's so happy and like, okay, cool. Like, we're good. We don't got to because also he's getting older. And I think the big worry was when you put a child in the public, the moment the face is out there, then people can take pictures and this and that. So we were being very, very private, first and foremost for his safety. And then second of all, also like, let us get our shit together. Like, let us, get our group, you know what I mean? Right. Like, let's figure it out. Let's dial in. But then there's also knowing the public is like, they want to know. So on that side, you're not going to find out when he's 5 years old. You know what I mean? I wasn't going to wait till he was 5.
Yeah.
But I was expecting it to be a lot less slander.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
think
was
just people
expecting a
just
lot less.
attached to your old relationship a lot.
Yeah.
Like a whole lot.
I understand they need to listen to Always Time.
That's the song.
So what is New Martyrs about then? 'Cause
New Mart is a whole other. So this album is there's a lot of anger in this album. But I want to say that because I feel like it's relatable. I feel generally we're all angry.
Yeah.
absolutely.
I feel so much anger in the ethos. It just feels like because we don't know. Today's like, okay, it's fine. Tomorrow, I don't know if there's a genocide happening right now. There is a genocide happening right now. And I have to say it again. There is a genocide happening right now. And it's public. It's not like it's like a century ago where we were getting news from the radio. This is real time on your phone. And there's so much happening right now that you could just scroll past it. Like we can ignore it. Right here in our communities, there's a lot of things that are being robbed. We're being robbed of. People are being taken advantage of. I think that's when we see things like the Mangione case, when you see the Charlie Kirk incident. You look at it and you start to be like, well,
Right. You've become desensitized.
Or you understand. Well,
you kind of
understand why that's happening.
You understand
Yeah, I
why
get what you're
people
saying.
are like when the fascinating part about the whole Mangione thing was people got behind him.
Oh,
Yeah.
they were dressing like him.
They're
everything
doing
in
documentary
here.
on
Yeah.
him.
They got
like
behind
he's a
him.
hero.
It's like a social media thing, but pop culture thing, but also like a political, like they made him out to be like this whole
hero.
savior.
I think the line you say in the song, the love can't be silent when the system isn't
equal. Yeah, that's it. And that moniker is homage to, in the 60s when we were organizing and we were really finding a way to carve out what is right in this country for Black people, for all ethnicities in this people, really, for, in this country rather. For civil rights, that was a moniker. It was like, look, we can't be silent. It's not right. So we have to say something. And the song is inspired by just the general anger and the angst I think we're all feeling when we're looking out and we're watching this shit not work the way that it's supposed to. I mean, our tax dollars are going to wars that we have no say about. And those tax numbers are going up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm not proud. Look, I'll pay my taxes gladly, fine, whatever. But I mean, now you're gonna go apply that to a war that I don't believe in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not supposed to work like that. It's not built like that. It wasn't built. It was built to actually for us to have some say. We have representatives that are supposed to go and say, you know what, taxpayer money, they don't want that. We have no say. We have had no say thus far. And so New Mart is inspired by these feelings of like, man, we're all watching things in front of us that it's not working for us. And modern examples of like the Mangione, I think, is like vigilantism, extreme action are going to become more and more common.
If something doesn't change.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And
That's
then
what that
New
song's
Martyrs goes into triggered.
Yeah,
Is that intentional?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Love that.
more of the feeling.
More the feeling.
The feeling.
Are we getting any visuals?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
coming. It's coming.
Because you got to put the vision to the words.
Yeah.
I would
Yes.
love to see some Miguel visuals. for
It's coming.
CAOS.
Yeah, we've been doing like shorter visuals leading in, but I have more substantial
Okay.
ones in the next couple weeks. Or I'm actually gonna play the video for New Martyrs. Man, I've been honored to be invited to be scholar in residence at NYU.
Dope.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So I built a program. The course is actually speaking chaos to power.
Yeah.
It's about taking what we know about chaotic times in our history and using those as examples in order to affect change in our modern time. Of course, I'm focusing mostly on the arts and how we can take the sort of the disenfranchisement, the systematic, taking advantage of art and IP in the past and using that as ways now to take hold and control of industries and art.
That's so
But it's
dope.
to be applied across the board. So yeah. And we'll premiere the video for New Martyrs at the
Good.
Do you think artists have a responsibility to
The
raise
first class.
consciousness or just to tell their truth?
Say it one more time. I'm
Do
sorry.
you think
Charlamagne.
artists have a responsibility to raise the consciousness of people or just to tell their truth?
Ooh, I believe every individual has a responsibility to raise their own consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that art is meant to bring human beings together, and the erasing of one's own separation from the next human being happens with art. And that in and of itself, I do think gives us the opportunity to raise consciousness. It's like you hear a song in Spanish that you don't know what it means, but you fuck with it. You love it.
Period.
You feel it for whatever reason. That's art. Or you go see a painting and you sit there and you stand and you go, I don't know what it is about this, but I love this.
Mm-hmm.
You know? It's like great art is us finding ourselves in the details of the art.
Yeah.
We lose our own, and we become, there's a point of reference, there's a point of like, we relate. I think that's what art does. And that's the purpose of art so I wouldn't say raise consciousness in and of itself, but I do think I take it upon myself now to say that I feel responsible to make art that brings people together, and hopefully they forget the divisions that we have through the music. That's why I do love having great, big songs. I think great big songs that are able to, whatever, if they're commercially successful or whatever. Think of Adorn or Sure Thing.
Yes.
I think of these songs. Even How Many Drinks, you know what I mean?
How Many
Yes,
Drinks.
you
I don't know if
I thought they was gonna cancel you for How Many Drinks at one point.
that is a consent record. I want to go on the record. That is a consent record. There is a question in the song.
You said how many?
How many? Hey,
I know.
how many would it? You know?
I was gonna say it was a very bold choice to start the album off with a song with Spanish lyrics.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
I was like, and like you
love it,
said, it
Tom.
sound fly, but I'm like, I have no
I know
idea what
what
he's
you're
saying.
saying.
What are you saying?
He could have been saying your grandmother ugly, and you just over here singing.
But then you brought it right back to killing the pussy on the second
Period.
song. You know what I mean? You know?
It's a
Yeah,
feeling.
valid. Had to do it.
Yeah.
Had
So
to do it.
let's got a couple more questions. What does enlightenment look like for Miguel right now?
Ooh, sureness. I think radical creativity and positivity and the power of what art can do. I think enlightenment for me is, again, leaning into my values in a very radical, in the most like, and I also think like choosing to be happy and choosing to be positive is what enlightenment looks like for me now. Because otherwise I become apathetic, and then apathetic means that I don't care to do anything. And I just refuse to accept that there's nothing that can be done. So, yeah, that's what that looks like for me.
Oh, well, I was going to talk to you about the Martyrs artwork and how you going to bring that into the class, but we kind of already went past that. But
yeah.
So the artwork for Martyrs and what you're doing at NYU, when you're developing your course like selection, is just you and you're just using all of your art, or are you working with a teacher to?
No, I'm working with professors. Yeah, to kind of put it together. Very much inspired by my experience as a musician in the industry, my observations and my critique of what could be better and how it could be better, and really leaning on them for their insights on the past and how that intersection of art and commerce has always come at the expense of often Black people, brown people, like, you know what I mean? It's like often at our expense. And so what can we learn from the past to help us shape what industry looks like in a way that's equitable for the creators, so that it's sustainable.
Were you at all nervous though in choosing to recreate such a bold moment of, because this is the artwork, right? Of Luigi. So creating that moment from that security camera where he's shooting the gun, right? And the reason I mentioned or asked you were you nervous about that is because I watched how Bad Bunny talked about not doing concerts here because he wants to protect his people from ICE.
Right.
Yeah.
Super Bowl happens.
Yeah.
Now, politically, he is the conversation and they coming for him, right?
Yeah.
How do you, or where do you kind of lay in all of that? Like how you choose what you're going to be radical against right now?
I think it's just, the same thing when you see, shows get canceled. I mean, Kimmel got canceled for a moment.
Yeah.
But that was for a moment. And I bet you, watch what happens at the Super Bowl. Watch how many people, watch the viewership go crazy.
It's gonna break records.
It's going to break records. And then I bet you they never question if they're gonna bring a Latino on that stage. They'll never question it. You know why? Because it's touching their dollars.
Yeah.
And we saw that with Kimmel. The moment they got backlash and their viewership went down, oh no, it was like, bring them back. We're gonna have to figure this one out. You know what I mean? And so at the core of the chorus, it is about building your audience, which is another reason, and it's what my album is what it is. But I didn't make another record that primarily focuses on romance and that dynamic of my life from my perspective and love. And there'll be other records that I make that I'm sure I'll make songs like that and that sound feel good and whatnot. But right now, what this is about is me tapping into my audience and wanting to identify who's really my audience. Yeah. It's a proof, it's a case in point. You know, it's like I'm wanting to double down that it's better to identify who's really there for you to listen and then build upon that, so then you have leverage. And as we know, many times, we've heard this story a million times, said artist walks into the record label and they want the deal, they want the whole thing that they're selling, but they don't have any leverage. Yeah. And you look at that versus Birdman walking in when he got, you know what I'm saying? That's why he's got the big shit. I forgot that happened here.
But it's the same concept.
It's the same concept. It's the same thing, man. You look, when you walk in with leverage, it's a whole different game. And the more leverage we have, that's the other part, is like drawing that parallel as well to looking at the numbers that we have. We have leverage. The people who are running government, the numbers are so much smaller. You know, the numbers it just doesn't. So looking at all of these parallels and going like, we're at an inflection point where we can use these chaotic times and the uncertainty to our advantage to really lock in and organize on what we believe in, whatever it is, because they are.
Yeah.
I'm glad you did New Martyrs, because the rappers ain't doing it. I've been waiting for a rapper to tap into the moment and just talk about what's going on, and it just don't feel like they doing it.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you did it.
Love. And I'm not saying I have the answers or anything. It's New Martyrs isn't like, we should go do this, and it's not like that. It's just saying I'm feeling like we are all at that point where it's like, I gotta do something, like, and it's only gonna get, it's only gonna feel more and more like that as we go if we don't.
Now, CAOS is coming out on October 23rd. That's also your born day, right?
October 23rd. Yeah,
I'm sure that was intentional.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Why do you want to do it on your B-Day?
I think I wanted to give myself the permission to move forward, on my birthday. This one's it's taken a long time to get here, and it's symbolic of, a new cycle. It's letting go, and it's also beginning new. What better time to do that on your birthday? You know, it's like, it's very much that. So, I wanted to go in like, okay, we can move forward. And like I said, I'm looking at my next 10 years. The album is, again, symbolic of like the conversation that I want to have with my audience being deeper and more about the human being, not just about my ability, but about who I am and what I believe in, and to lock in with my audience like that. I mean, to build this company that's about supporting Black and Brown and Latin artists, talent across the board, whether it's film, TV, or music, literature, all of those left of center ones who deserve development the way that we need it now, the way art needs it now, that we're not getting, and putting capital behind that as well to support that, because we need that too.
Yeah. Your company is S1C.
Yeah.
Their website is dope too. It's like a blog. It reminds me of MySpace.
Yeah, thank you.
And like you upload the different,
Kind of reminds us of where we came from.
Definitely does, for sure.
Yeah.
So this is my last question. How do you measure success now? Is it impact? Is it artistry? Or is it peace?
Impact. Impact for sure. I don't think that any endeavor is peaceful. Any endeavor with real objective, especially if you're trying to change something, be it for yourself or for others, it's not going to be a peaceful journey. It's just going to come with unforeseen, it's going to come with challenges, and it's going to come with a lot of pushback, especially if it's going against the status quo. And that's not a peaceful experience. But again, the values part, that being at the core of things, I think it's really about, if I can wake up and go, man, I actually did something I feel great about, and this is something that's going to affect someone in a positive way, man, I could do that for the rest of my life.
Word.
I got one last question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Not about no relationships, I promise.
Yeah, it's all good.
Is it true that
I'm happy someone was asking. I was like, who's it gonna be?
Nice.
I was reposting y'all on MySpace, so I had to ask some more questions. But sure thing. Originally, was that a demo for Usher? Is that a true story?
Yeah. Well, I wrote the song and I didn't write it as a demo per se, but we submitted it as a demo for Usher. Usher was looking at the time. I'm not sure which album. I feel like it might have been Confessions. It might have been, which I can't hear Sure Thing on Confessions. Right. Confessions is such a perfect album as it is. Very different album. But yeah, Sure Thing was submitted for one of those projects, that one or the one right after it. But yeah.
Well, listen, Miguel, we glad you back, brother. CAOS is very, very dope, very, very dope project. I can't wait for the world to experience it, man.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah. What you want us to play right now? You want us to play New Martyrs?
Play New Martyrs. We got to bang that.
Why not?
Yeah. Sorry.
It's Miguel. It's The Breakfast Club.
Hold up. Every day I wake up. Wake your ass up. The Breakfast Club.
Y'all finished or y'all done?